It's Tanya, and I am here with the very exciting installment of our Facebook forum online crop. And what I decided to do was to do a challenge using border punches, because I don't think we use them nearly enough. And yes, I have rather a few there, and to be honest, I have a few more, but I didn't take those out. I didn't want to freak you all out with how many I had. And I decided to take one of the cut files. It's one of the April cut files, I believe, and it's Yana McCarthy that designed it, and it is well, you can see what it is there, can't you? It's a sun and a cloud, and if you saw the photograph in the beginning, it's of my daughter and her friends, and I just love that photograph. It cracks me up every time I see it, because one of her friends is really acting goofy in the background, and it's just so much fun. So I decided to take that huge cut file. It doesn't come that big, I made it bigger, and I'm going to back it with, for the sun, obviously some yellow pattern papers that come in the April kits, and for the clouds, the blues, and I'm going to use my border punches to give a bit of interest, and obviously, use them as borders along the edges of the paper. It's not rocket science, although it did take me rather a long time, and I did some goofs as I usually do. It's just part of the course with me. So how is everybody doing on International Scrapbooking Day? I tell you, sorry about the glare from that acetate sheet, which is really pretty, and I'm still trying to think what I'm doing with this cloud and the sun. But yes, back to International Scrapbooking Day. Well, it's actually we're doing what, Saturday and Sunday, and it is Sunday. I'm doing Sunday. Get it together, Tanya. You know exactly when you're doing this. Yeah, okay. I'm doing it slightly ahead of time, but when we are chatting, it's going to be Sunday. So I'm hoping you've all had a fabulous time, and you've got as much scrapbooking in as you can. You know what you're able to do with the time. And I did show you, I slowed the video down ever so slightly just to show you which border punches I'm using. I've got those ones are EK Success, and then I've got some Fiskars as well. And yeah, there, see, aren't I sweet, showing you. Oh, brilliant, Tanya. Oh, this one gave me so much hassle that in the end I just gave up with it. I think some are not as good as others, or else it's just blunt. I know there was this thing where they said if you took, I believe it was suggested, so I decided to go with the Fiskars one. I believe it was suggested that if you take tinfoil or something, you can sharpen them. But I can't really remember, and, well, I don't use them nearly enough as I should. I think that's what happens with these older tools, isn't it? The excitement and novelty of them wear off, and they end up in a little suitcase in your room, and you never take them out, which is essentially why I was doing this, or I am doing this challenge. I figure, come on, everybody, let's get something out that we haven't used before. And I think a lot of us have border punches. You might not have a digital cutter, but I'm sure you have border punches, and you can kind of carry on and do, you could draw a huge cloud and a sun and cut it out. Sure. So I am now gluing them together, and I'm going to sew them. I shouldn't do random talking without thinking ahead of time. It gets me into trouble. So yes, I have the 3 yellow papers, and I'm going to show you that I've sewn them down, and I'm just going to elevate it ever so slightly so that the border punching is emphasized. And I'm still struck on using that part of the sun, because without it kind of looks a bit odd, at least to me. So now I've got my blues going on, and don't worry, I don't make you watch me punch them all out. I just show you which ones I'm using. Oh, there we go. Isn't that sweet of me? Well, of course. So now I've got my sun, and now I'm trying to think, how am I going to do the clouds, because there weren't all that many blue papers in this kit, but there's enough. I was thinking of using that very pretty marble background as the background, but I don't in the end. I use a yellow cardstock piece of paper, and I bring in, there we go, I bring in some of that acetate because it's pretty. So, right, I now have most of my design. and there I'm showing you I sewed that on, so that again gives a bit of elevation. There I go, just bringing up the sun's rays a little bit. And now I'm thinking, what am I going to do? Well, the photograph needed a little bit of colour, I felt, just to make it pop. You know, we need to... I love matting photographs. I must say I do that most of the time. It's one of my go-tos, to give the photograph a bit of a matte. Not a double matte necessarily. Sometimes I double matte them, but mostly a single matte, and that was riveting, I know. So I did another cut of the file but didn't use it, so I am now using that as a mask because I feel that the white paper is too stark. So I've got those Vicky Bouton crayons that we got in the colour add-on, and I'm just trying to get a darker shade to match the paper that I used as my matte, and I got it, and now I'm going to splatter. I'm just going to go like a veritable splattering splatterer, and just put little dobs of colour everywhere. And I liked that. And then I thought, oh, you know, maybe I should. I did hesitate ever so slightly, and then I thought, no, let me do it. And I colour in the sun's rays. And I quite like how that came out, actually. And fortuitously, or serendipitously, which is one of my favourite words, that colour, when it's dry, is exactly the same as the "your" that I'm putting down now of the title. I know, I did not plan it that way. It was just a happy happenchance. And before you are all starting to go, oh my word, for an English-speaking person, what is wrong with you? I do realise that I have spelled uniqueness wrong. I don't during the entire time that I'm making this layout, I will confess, but when I was editing the photographs I realised that I'd been a bit of an honor, so I did change it up, as you will see in the still shots. I am mortified, I am blushing as I speak, and I am hanging my head in shame, and I shall go and study my dictionary over and over so that I don't make the same mistake twice. Oh, and I really shouldn't sniff on voiceovers either. That is like a monumental faux pas. No, I actually have a real issue with spelling, so the whole thing about being mortified is actually really true. I can't believe I did that. Oh dear. So now I'm taking a few of the chipboard elements from Paige Evans's, try that again, Tanya. Paige Evans's collection. Yep. I think it's Take Me Away, but don't quote me on that. I can't really remember. And I've got a flare button, and you will see that I've got that sort of dark pink in 3 places. That's a very go-to thing for me, putting either elements or colour in 3 places on my layout. That is one of those design elements that is stuck with me and works well. The others I just kind of wing it. And yes, it's a very long video, which is why I am waffling on much better. Maybe we should get back to chatting about life and International Scrapbooking Day, instead of just, me telling you exactly what you can see me doing. Okay, let's do that. Yay! So, what have you been doing? Why don't you leave me a comment to say what you've done this particular International Scrapbooking Day? I would love to read them, and yeah, it's a fun time for all of us. I'm sure there were some lovely sales going on, and I'm sure if we got some shopping on, and we got some scrapbooking on, and generally having a jolly good time. So, what have I done thus far? I am now taking, these are stickers that are actually watercolor stickers, which are part of Vicky Bouton's collection, her mixed media collection, and I confess I have not taken a single colour to them yet. It's very, very naughty of me. I mean, they're really great black and white as well, but I need to experiment a bit and just see how they take the colour. I mean, that's why we buy these things, or, get kits with these things, and to explore different things and stretch ourselves creatively, which is what I'm doing here with those sunglasses. I stretched my creativity by putting on those really pretty My Mind's Eye puffy stickers. I think one of them is a pineapple and one of them is a flamingo, or some such thing. different motifs, which I'm always saying I find very difficult to use. Flamingos and pineapples. I have the hardest time with them. I don't know what it is. I really need to wrap my head around just letting go and throwing a flamingo on there just for the heck of it. So I cut that leatherette sticker, which is a Pinkface Studio one, because I liked the colours of it and it was too sort of rectangle for my layout. So I just cut around, and now I've got a geotag on the left hand side. But I sorted that out. I had a little puffy sticker on it, and I thought I might get that other flare on, but then I figured no, it's just too much. You know, I've got a lot going on already. I didn't need that. But I do bring in these little black, what are they? Like asterisks. Because I've got, you know, my word uniqueness, and I felt I needed a bit of black elsewhere. Again, that's, you know, the 3 thing that I was talking about earlier. And what else? Oh yes, I remember I added some sequins as well. They're really pretty, and they just give it that little finishing touch. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's made you get your border punches out and just try something, or, you know, just what is it? Oh, fall in love with them again, or at least use them, you know. So thank you for watching, and remember, join us in the Facebook forum, and I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll chat again soon. Bye.